The first control line model airplane I can remember building and flying was the Carl Goldberg Lil Jumpin bean. And recently I built a newer version from a Brodak kit. The power was a Cox reed valve engine. It has a tank like a Black Widow, but the front end was silver. Of course, the kit was a lot more expensive, but it was laser cut and included a lot of the extra pieces. I was thinking I was going to cover the wing with some kind of iron-on plastic finish, but then I decided on using silk, because I had done a half-A zipper using silk covering, a heavier weight silk, and I wanted to get more experience. For the fuselage, I used class-coated epoxy paint, and I also tried doing some trim on the wing and doing masking. Stuntman 23 was actually the first model I built, and I built an electric version. I can't remember I actually flew the old Stuntman 23 glow plane. Well, back when I was a kid, I had neighborhood friends that I could count on to act as a stooge to hold my plane, but now I got to use a mechanical stooge. It doesn't work real well on the half-A planes. It works fine for the larger planes. It was really dark last evening when I flew, but it was just almost perfectly calm. Well, it took me a couple of attempts to actually get much of a run, but the plane seemed to fly good to start with. Let's take off again, and I think this flight I had it run out a whole tank. I thought maybe the plane would be a little nose heavy with the engine with the longer tank, but it seemed to be about right. You can see it was plenty sensitive to the controls, but it wasn't so much so that you couldn't fly it. Well, I got through most of the first good flight, just flying level, but then I had to try a loop when the engine started to wind out, and it did it just fine. I can remember back when we were kids, if you did a loop without crashing, it was an amazing thing, but I think all we did was just pull full up and hope for the best. I'm flying on 42 feet of line, which is kind of a lot, but it isn't windy and the motor's running good, that works fine, and you don't have to spin around too fast. Well, maybe next time I'll try some inverted flight.